So happening Online guys, welcome back to Suikoden. This is chapter 35, and when we last left off, we were searching around for the missing stars. I believe we're missing 6 at this point, 5. It's either 5 or 6. I can't really remember right off top. Let me think here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's just 5. In any case, I do know where they all are at this point in the game, and we're gonna be try that again in English. We're gonna be heading out there to collect them all. Real quick, if you missed it, this is all post commentary because chapters 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 didn't record both game audio and my voice audio, so that was very unfortunate. But in any case, you know, it is what it is, right? So, the first thing I'm going to do is head to the northern checkpoint. Now, there's 2 people here that we have to get, Max and Sanchez. They're actually what's the way to put this? They're based off of actual, well, not actual, but they're based off of characters. Don Quixote, if you know that story. And obviously his sidekick Sancho, I think it is. In any case, though, the gimmick here is that after you beat I don't know if it's directly after you beat where the fuck are you going with this, Josh? After you clear out the prison, can't remember what it's called. It's the place where they take Mathayu. Then you get this. The time has finally come to deliver a crushing blow to those despotic Imperials. We must give the Liberation Army a hand. Don't be late, Sancho. Yes, Master. Ready? Charge! Who the hell are you? We're in a hurry. The Liberation Army eagerly awaits our help. We must hurry to Morvia Castle. That's where... After you clear Morvia Castle. But Master, what is it, Sancho? This fellow. I said, what is it, Sancho? He's Master Ninja, leader of the Liberation Army. What? My God, please forgive my rudeness. My name is Maximilian, former commander of the late lamented Knights of Maximilian. As my final job, I'd like to lend a hand to the Liberation Army. Please let me join, I beg you. But please grant my master his wish, sir, please. So obviously we recruit here. So yeah, after you clear out Morvia Castle, if you walk back through the northern checkpoint, you'll get these 2 to spawn. If they don't spawn right away, you can leave and then come back again, and that will trigger it, as you see in there. So that's 2 people. We still have 4 left. One of them is really annoying to get. The other 3 aren't too bad. One of them I just have to go to a certain place and pick them up. And the other 2, same thing, but you have to go a little bit deeper out of my way. I believe I'm going to Kirov here. Yes. So, the next person we're going to pick up is Lester. He's another cook. Now, the way you trigger him, there's these 2 houses here where Sarah usually spawns, the one on the left and the one on the right. If you taste the stew in either one of these houses, and then head down to, what was it, Kung Lo's house? The bigger house to the south there. After you taste, apparently you're supposed to taste both the stews. We only ever tasted one. But in any case, after you taste one of the stews, if you come down here to this house and go in, Lester will be on the far right side. Then you can talk to him and recruit him. Oh my, you've gone around tasting all my stews. You must be someone special if you appreciate my taste of my stew. I see, the leader of the Liberation Army, no wonder. Well then, I'll join your entourage. Lester, join. So that's 3 down and 3 to go. So the next one I believe we are getting is back in Recon. It's gonna have to take a second here until I see where we're going. Yeah, the next one we get is the one in Recon. So this is Clive. Worth noting, I've only ever seen him maybe once in my casual playthroughs when I was younger as a kid. But the gimmick here is that he spawns in this inn randomly. So there's a percentage chance when you come into this inn, you'll see him. He's, I didn't know exactly where he spawns. He actually spawns on that first floor on the left of the innkeeper behind the wall there. So it takes me about 3 or 4 tries, but we do get him to spawn in. I don't know if you can just leave the inn and keep going back in and out of the inn, to be safe, I was leaving Raikon as a whole and coming back into it, because I think that is the trigger. I don't think it's just leaving the inn. The thing I found funny though, we had been back to this inn a few times in our playthrough, I think 3 or 4. So I was surprised that we didn't see Clive up until this point in the game. But he is actually, I think, the only one I don't actually, or I didn't like legitly know about. Legitly, I don't. I'm trying to think the right word to put here. He's the only one that I probably wouldn't have remembered out of all 108 stars. So he's still not here, but he'll be here soon. But yeah, everyone else out of the entire 108 stars I had encountered at one point or another in the game, just kind of, you know, doing my own thing, wandering around, and that's part of the game, right? Learning, stumbling around and learning things. So I think he's in there this time. Yes, he is. So right there in the top corner. What are you looking at? Something wrong with my appearance? Leader of the Liberation Army. I'm just passing through this land. Not that I have a particular destination, and maybe I'll find a clue here. What? Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself. Okay, I'll give you a hand. So Clive joins. That's what, 4 down, 2 to go? Yeah. So the last 2 that we need to get aren't hard to get. They're just annoying to get to, rather. So the next one is actually in Necklord's Castle, and that's going to be a huge pain in the ass going all the way up, because he's at the very top of Necklord's Castle, and that's not like, it takes probably about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes to get all the way up there, and that's without encounters. So right here I was contemplating what to do. I was thinking either buying a champion rune and just throwing it on someone temporarily, which wouldn't really matter because I don't need money anymore at this point in the game, or I can go get Humphrey. Well, at first I was thinking about using the champion rune, just buying one, but then I thought, whatever. Humphrey already has one. It'll take 2 seconds. Excuse me, it'll take 2 seconds to switch him out for someone else. So that's what I ended up doing, or ended up opting out to doing. So here we're just heading up Linky Castle. We're gonna talk to, I think we talked to Sanchez, and we switch out, I think it's Fusulu that we switch out for Humphrey. It was either that or maybe Cleo. Yeah, Fusulu. The reason I didn't mind switching out Fusulu is because, like I said, Humphrey has the champion crystal, or champion's rune. What that does is basically limits encounters that you get, so that anything that's lower level than you, you won't have to, you won't get an encounter to fight. It will only be things of equal level or higher. So, with that being said, we come back to Vicky here, and we're going to teleport to Necklord's Castle. So like I said, unfortunately this character is all the way at the top of Necklord's Castle. He's basically available as soon as you beat Necklord's Castle. But the thing is, I mean, typically you wouldn't just turn back around and come all the way back up, because you have to walk all the way back down. And if you remembered, we died here. Necklord actually kicked my ass the first time I came through here. So I walked up it once, died, walked up it again, and then I had to walk all the way back down. So I'd already been through this castle 3 times. So it was actually one of the places I never went back and checked, because like I said, I was thinking about going back and checking all these locations and stuff. I never actually decided to do that, but I never would have checked here fully, probably. I don't know, maybe I would have. In any case, because like I said, we have the champion's rune on, there's no encounters. I think I actually get through up and down with only 2 encounters, so that's really good considering. And the only reason I really got 2 encounters is because Humphrey is a little under leveled. He's not, I think he's like, what, level 30 something? So he's not quite where we're at. If he was level 50, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have gotten a single encounter here, but in any case, it doesn't matter. With my magic anyways, I just end up helling any encounter I have, or using hell on any encounter I have. So here he is right here. Pesmerga. I thought that if I pursued Necklord, I'd run into Uber. In any case, I never thought that anyone could defeat Necklord. Liberation Army. So you define the Imperials. Alright. I understand that he's now part of the Imperial Army. Pesmerga joins. He's a really interesting character. I remember taking a liking to just his, like, his appearance and just overall, like, I don't know, mysteriousness, I guess, for lack of a better explanation. So that's 5 down. We only have 1 more to go. This one is in, it's actually in the Cave of the Past. So if you remember, I think it was 2 videos ago, chapter 33, I'd gone into the Cave of the Past and I was looking for the Window Rune. And I'd said, or at that point, the Window Crystal, and I had said that the Cave of the Past has 2 hidden chambers. Well, one of them is the Window Crystal, and the other is this last character that we have to get. And there's the one encounter, by the way. 3 larvae, 1 Hell Unicorn, and 1 Demon Sorcerer, and I just end up using Hell. Clears it right out, and you get, like, what, 15k? Somewhere in there, 11k I think it is, maybe. It's over 10,000, I know that. Bits. XP is meh, but 47 is what Humphrey is. Okay, yeah, 14,500. Anyways, though, so yes, we have to go back to Klon to go back through the Cave of the Past 1 more time to get this last character, Crowley. It's actually worth noting I have had Crowley in my casual playthroughs before, so I have found him, which is pretty unique because his little hidden chamber is actually a lot. For a second there, I thought I chose Black Shadow. I was like, I don't remember that. His hidden chamber is actually a lot more hidden than the one for the Window Crystal, but still, I do end up finding it without like a guide or anything. I mean, I found out where Crowley is using a guide because I just kind of went through the... What I ended up doing off screen was I pulled up the Suikoden wiki, looked at all 108 stars, and I just went down the list, and then any name I didn't recognize immediately, being like people that we hadn't met in game yet, obviously were the ones that I was missing, and I was right about all 6 of them? Yeah, because I was only missing 6 up to this point, so yeah, I was right about all 6 of them. So... again, I quickly thought about teleporting to Linky Castle, but obviously I don't need to do that. I could just walk north of Necklord's Castle to get to Klon. And I still have Humphrey with me too, so I shouldn't get any encounters basically this entire time. And I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I get through this encounterless. There's nothing in the overworld there, and in the Cave of the Past I'm pretty sure we don't fight in anything either. So this is the last character we have to collect in the game, and it's worth noting that had I collected all, I think I said this before in another video, but had I collected all 108 stars prior to the briefing before the last battle, Licknat would actually have resurrected Gremio, and we would have had him unlocked. And then also, I know that there's multiple endings to this game, but I didn't realize that the good ending was actually if Gremio gets resurrected. So technically we got like the neutral ending. I wouldn't say the bad ending. The bad ending is if you don't recruit like enough people or all 108 stars really, but I would say yeah, we got pretty much a neutral ending. Anyways, coming right here. Now I'm doing this completely blind. I don't really remember how to get through here, and obviously there's no visual cue, so I do get stuck there for a little bit, but there's Crowley right there. Ho ho, you found me. I didn't think anyone would come here. Recruit me. It might be nice to enjoy a little sunshine after all this time. Crowley joins. He's a magic user. Parm, the last guy that we collected, I think he's melee. Who else did we collect? Clive is an archer. That's 3. Lester, I don't know if he does fight. If he does, he's probably melee. And then Sancho and Maximilian, I think, are both melee fighters. Anyways, we take our blinking mirror back to Linky Castle, because now I'm getting ready to head to Gregminster. basically, we're getting ready to beat the game. Once I get my bearings in order, collect everything I need, switch out my party members, I'll be heading to Gregminster and then making my way to Barbossa, because that's it. There's nothing else to the game here. So here I take out Humphrey. He is a decent character. I just you guys know I kind of idolize Fusulu just because of how much of a tank he is, right? Like, if you look at his stats there, his attack was 391, his armor is like 360 something. I mean, he has 700 health. Like, he's just a beast. And funny thing is, let me check that real quick. I don't think there's any prereqs for you actually picking him up as a character. So, but here I'm just showing the stone tablet here to show that we do in fact have all 108 stars. Unfortunately, 3 of them are dead. That's Gremio, Pawn, and Aline. Aline and Pawn are optional deaths. Gremio is a mandatory death at the certain point of the game. But like I said, apparently you can get him rezzed. Extra escape talisman just in case. Not that, I can really use it or have anywhere to use it, but I figured. Also, it's worth noting, Fusulu, he is a man. He's not like a half creature. He's just wearing a tiger mask. I forgot to mention that at any point in the game too. Oh yeah, that's right. The only requirement for getting him is having 10,000 bits, because you have to pay for his food. He also has a unite attack with Kiromimi and Gon, but I don't usually use those two, so... He is also the slowest character in the game, but I never really found that to be a problem, obviously. We used him to, the best of his ability. So here I decided to switch out the lightning rune on Flick, and then what was it? The counter crystal on Fusulu for killer runes. That just basically gives them more of a chance to hit crits, and that's definitely something I wanted for my melee people, so that's what I did there. I don't really need to stock up on medicine because Kirkus has heals. I would be fine just kind of doing my thing. So there, I'm just saving, obviously. I believe I rest too. And now we're basically ready to head to Gregminster, so back down to Vicky, of course, and then we're going to teleport to Gregminster. How have you been, Ninja? I remember now, you're the one who let us go when we were disguised at the Fortress Quaba. Yes, and I believe your name was Schlottenheim Reinberg III. What do you want? Please let us pass. I can't. I am an Imperial General. The Imperial Army is virtually finished. Please let us through. I owe you one and would hate to harm you. Even if the Imperial army is defeated, I cannot betray Emperor Barbossa. If I, Aang Guide, betray him, who will he have left? Master Ninja, if you insist on going any further, you will have to do so over my dead body. This is a very sad fight just because he seems like a really cool character and he definitely shows remorse. Unfortunately, there is no way that you don't fight him, so it is what it is. Here I decided on what to do. I didn't want to use Judgment because I knew I would need it later on, but I figured what I could do here is take this fight, leave, use, go back to Linky Castle, use the inn, and then come back here to restore my magic. So that's what I end up doing. So I do burn my Judgment and a bunch of other magic. He's not really a hard fight. He does hit hard, so you do have to be careful. You have to make sure you're balancing heals and, you know, you're trying your best damage output, but yeah, he's not a tough fight. Fog of Deception to hopefully give us a better chance to not get hit here. Of course, we get countered right away. Countered. And then fire. And he hit Fusulu hard too, so. I missed how much Explosion did the first time I casted it with Cleo. So that's the only reason I cast it again. I believe it only did like 190 something, so it really wasn't worth it. Most of these late game bosses have high res to fire, so it would have probably been better to switch Cleo out. But it was a gift that Leknat gave us at the beginning of the game, so I figured to stick with it. And that one did 391. So Explosion does a little bit more than Cleo's base attack, but then if I was to do anything else, I would definitely just that was a good crit by Fusulu. If I was to do use any other rune, it would just be more beneficial to actually use her throwing object. Thankfully, I do have 3 charges of Explosion though, so I've already burnt through my 2 charges of Judgment, so I'm just gonna start casting Black Shadow because I do think that it would consistently hit more, do more damage than my melee attack. If I got a crit, that wouldn't be the case, but I don't think I hit like 300s. I think I probably hit maybe 200-ish. So here I'm just basically juggling heals. That AoE heal does a max of 300 health per person. Thankfully, Kirkus is faster than Aang Guide, and his attack doesn't do more than 300 damage. So I can basically just keep everyone up if I spam that. And that's basically the fight. Cast magic for a little bit. I have my melee fighters go in, and that's pretty much it. It's also worth noting, because I never mentioned it, magic will always hit. You can never, the enemy will never evade magic, unless it's something like Deadly Fingertips or Hell, and you can't, banish that enemy. So, for example, if I was trying to use Deadly Fingertips on this boss fight, obviously that doesn't work. Emperor Barbossa, I shall go ahead. No, this is wrong. Yes, he was wrong. But just as some things can be right and useless at the same time, can't something be wrong and priceless? So it forces us forward. I was actually in a cutscene there. But, like I said, I turn around and I head back to Linky Castle because, I did want to have... I wanted to have as much magic going into the final fight as possible. And it's worth noting... basically, once you enter Gregminster, there is there's no inn. The closest place to rest to Gregminster would probably be Rockland, maybe Lennencamp, depending on how far each is. I think Lennencamp's maybe a little bit closer to Gregminster. But in any case, there's no inn in Gregminster because it was closed, and then there's no random maid or soldier that's yeah, here, I'll let you save and then rest at the same time. So we have to do that all pretty much not in one shot, but more or less in one shot, because if you don't push your way through there, If you die, then you have to reload your save, or if you run out of supplies or just overall vitality, I guess, then yeah, there's nothing for you. You would have to turn around. So this whole final part of the game can actually be pretty challenging. With max level characters, a good party that we kind of know how we want to play, a good strategy to play, and everything else, then it's not too bad. Here I'm just kind of showing off the Imperial Palace outside, because I never really did. Obviously the courtyards are pretty standard stuff. There's nothing there. It's just symmetrical on both sides. We've already seen the I think that's supposed to be the barn. We'll say stable for a better kind of visualization. So here we are back in the Imperial Palace. This is going to be our second and final time in here. Wind-spun armor. Really good armor, but it's only for people that wear full plates of armor. I don't have anyone like that. The only one that I would possibly use that would wear that would probably be either Kwanda or Humphrey. And because I have neither of them in my party, I don't take it. These phantoms are actually tough units to fight. You'll never see that because I use my AoEs to push through this entire building. I take as many fights as I can at first, up until the point where I can let go, or once I realize I start running low on magic. That's when I stop trying to take these fights, only because like I said, this is basically a giant gauntlet, and obviously there's certain mandatory fights like this one when you're fighting soldiers, so I have to kind of pick and choose my battles at this point. It is worth noting though that if you wanted to, this was probably your best place. Well, it is your best place to grind, both for XP and for cash. So if you didn't want to abuse the CeeLo Ponzi scheme, no, but if you don't want to abuse the CeeLo way of making money, abuse is a light word, but then you could, like I said, grind here and get it. Ikdona, that thing in the back, isn't terribly tough. It can be annoying though. But again, I don't think, if I remember correctly, you don't see a single fight between any of the monsters in the palace, only because, like I said, I'm trying to preserve as much energy and as much health as possible at this point. Here's when I kind of realized that I had that option to let go, so I decided to take it. Ideally, I wanted to be level 60 by the time I got to Barbossa, but it wasn't going to be make or break. I felt pretty confident in my ability to fight Barbossa, and like I said, I have to manage resources at this point. So this I do take as a fight, but I use Deadly Fingertips because it's just the one guy, obviously. So there was no need to use Hell, and then I didn't have to risk getting into a late combat with him and him actually attacking us. So here we have a whole bunch of guards that I have to fight my way through. And as you can see there, that's my last cast of Hell. So now there's no guaranteed first turn. Between having, Black Shadow and then Explosion and Firestorm. But I don't think, if I remember correctly, I didn't use Explosion or Firestorm getting through here, because I wanted to save that for the Barbossa fight. Okay, no, I did use Explosion. I wasn't sure. I still find it crazy that Flick is that fast. He outspeeds Cleo. Like, it's crazy that we outspeed Cleo, but Flick too, man. Yeah, I thought I went into the final fight with 3 explosion charges, but no, I only went with 2. Which makes sense now, thinking about it. I never even noticed that. Dang, I used another one, huh? So I saved one then. Because I was going to say I had some magic with Cleo, of her bigger magic, when I went into that fight, so... That's odd. I don't remember using all my explosions. I swear to God I had some when I went into the last fight. It's very peculiar. Pretty sure that there's only one other chest that we find in this entire palace that isn't at that very beginning, where we get the windspun armor from.